Every day, she rides the same train, watches the same couple, dreams of a perfect life she never had. But one day she sees something that shatters everything. Lies, obsession, murder. The girl on the train isn't just watching anymore. She's at the center of a chilling mystery. Rachel Watson is the woman on the train. Every morning and evening, she rides the same commuter train into London, sipping gin and tonic, pretending she still has a job. She's an alcoholic, emotionally fragile, lonely, and haunted by her past. Her life once felt full until it fell apart. Now, she stares out the train window at the rows of houses she used to pass, especially one house she can't stop looking at. Tom Watson is Rachel's ex-husband, the man she once loved. He's now remarried to Anna Boyd, and they live in the very same house Rachel once called home, 23 Blenheim Road. Their past is a deep scar on Rachel's soul, but Tom's present is far more complicated than it seems. Anna Boyd is the woman Tom cheated with, now his wife, and mother to his child. Anna lives with an ongoing sense of fear of Rachel showing up again, fear of the past creeping in through the curtains of her supposedly perfect life. Megan Hipwell, who lives a few doors down from Tom and Anna, is the woman Rachel calls Jess. Rachel doesn't know her, but she watches her every day from the train window. Megan is beautiful, mysterious, and seems to have the perfect life with her husband, Scott Hipwell, Megan's husband, or as Rachel imagines him. Jason is strong, kind, and loving, the ideal man, but Rachel only sees what she wants to see. What happens behind closed doors is far more complex. And finally, there's Dr. Kamal Abdick, Megan's therapist, gentle, intelligent, and someone Megan begins to lean on in ways that blur the line between help and intimacy. These are the players. Their lives seem separate, but soon, they'll collide in a storm of secrets, lies, obsession, and murder. Rachel sits on the 804 train from Ashbury to Euston, her forehead pressed against the window, watching the world pass her by. There's a pile of clothes near the track, blue, white, maybe a shirt, probably rubbish. But Rachel's mind spirals, imagining feet that once filled those shoes, lives that once filled those clothes. Her imagination is always running away from her. Her ex-husband Tom used to say that too, but she can't help it. The train lurches forward, out the window. A row of Victorian houses blurs past. She sees them every day, and in one house, number 15, lives a couple she's named Jason and Jess. They are perfect, beautiful, in love. Everything she's lost. Rachel cracks open a can of gin and tonic. It fizzes up over the rim, sharp and bitter. It tastes like memories, her first holiday with Tom, back when love was new and promises were unbroken. But those days are gone. Now she drinks alone, hiding her sorrow in tin cans and plastic bags. The weekend stretches ahead like a void. 2 long days of silence, reminders, and too much daylight. Rachel knows. Summer is the hardest season to be lonely. Back on the train, back to routine. Rachel isn't headed to a job, not anymore, but she takes the ride anyway. The rhythm of the train calms her, gives her purpose. She waits for the red signal, the one that stops the train with near clockwork precision. When it does, she looks into her favorite house, number 15. Jess is there, drinking coffee on the patio, barefoot, peaceful. Sometimes she looks as though she's gazing right back at Rachel. Rachel imagines their lives, their mornings, their routines. She wants what they have or what she thinks they have, and she can't bear to look at the house 4 doors down. Number 23, her old home. Rachel sits on the evening train, bottle of Chenin Blanc in hand. It's not really acceptable to drink on a Monday, unless you're with someone. She isn't. Through the train window, she sees number 15 flash by again, her Jess and Jason, a blur of light and glass, and imagine happiness. And for a second, she aches for what she had, for what she never had, for someone to touch her hand and mean it. The clothes on the track are still there, dustier now, forgotten, ominous. Rachel reads somewhere that a train can tear the clothes right off a person. She looks for blood, but sees none. The train stops again. Rachel's gaze finds Jess, standing barefoot on the patio, turning to speak to someone inside. Jason, probably. They're a dream couple, a perfect life. She tells herself not to look at number 23, her old home, but she always does. And today, she thinks she sees Anna, her replacement, at the sink, a baby girl in a chair on the table. Rachel shuts her eyes, tries to forget, but her pain rises like flood water. Rachel doesn't go home. She goes to Kathy's duplex in Ashbury, a smartish new development that never quite feels like hers. She's not a tenant, just a lodger. Her life is reduced to a small room, a jobless routine, and wine bottles clinking in the kitchen bin. Kathy tries to be kind, in the way kind people want you to notice. But Rachel feels the loss, not just of Tom, of control, of space, of dignity. Megan hears the train coming. She's on the terrace, basking in the morning sun. The rhythm of the train is familiar, comforting. Sometimes she doesn't even open her eyes. She just listens. It reminds her of far-off places, of Italy, of beach towns, of the life she used to dream about. Her coffee is cold on the table. Beside her, she doesn't care. She feels warm, sleepy, wrapped in a soft kind of daze. Then she hears his footsteps coming down the stairs. "You want another coffee, Megs?" The spell breaks. Scott is home. The breeze brushes over Megan's skin as she sips a martini on the terrace. She's waiting for Scott, hoping to convince him to take her out to dinner. It's been too long since they've done anything. She was supposed to work on an application today, a course in fabrics at Steedy Martin's, but something distracted her. A scream, a woman's voice, desperate, sharp. "What are you doing with her? Give her to me." Megan ran outside, but couldn't see much. Through the trees, she spotted two women near a garden fence, one crying, one holding a baby. Then quiet. The woman ran into the house. The other wandered aimlessly in the yard. Weird. That scream haunted Megan for the rest of the day. Back in the present, Rachel is hot, tired, and annoyed. The morning is humid, and she forgot to buy water. Sweat clings to her lip. The train stalls again. She looks toward number 15, but Jess isn't there. The curtains are open, the windows closed. Rachel is disappointed. She searches the windows anyway, imagining what Jess might be doing, maybe painting, or editing music, or sipping espresso while flipping through a fashion magazine. Jason might be traveling, she decides. He probably works for Doctors Without Borders. A hero. Jess is definitely stylish, artistic, free. Except, Rachel has never met these people. She made up the names, the jobs, the personalities. She doesn't know them, not at all. But still, they matter to her. The train ride home is long. Rachel is sweating, her blouse damp and clinging to her. She wants to get home, to shower, to hide. A man sits across from her, dark hair, expensive watch, typing slowly on a sleek MacBook. He glances up. His eyes land on her, then on the small bottle of wine on the table. He looks away, but his expression stays with her. He looks disgusted. Rachel feels it deep in her gut. She remembers Kathy's boyfriend, Damien, saying the same thing, not in words, but in tone. "I'm not sure I know anyone that desperate," he'd said when Kathy tried to set Rachel up with someone. Rachel feels the damage written all over her, and she knows everyone else sees it too. Rachel picks at the plaster on her finger. The cut is deep, a mishap from the night before, when she got drunk and tried to cook herself steak with red onion relish. She'd forgotten all about it. Later that night, Kathy had tiptoed into her room, asking if she was okay, telling her she left blood on the counter and raw meat out in the kitchen. Damien didn't even say hello, just shook his head and walked away. Rachel didn't remember what happened after, only that she called Tom 4 times. The call log is there. In her phone, she doesn't remember what she said, only that she was crying, begging. As the train stops again, Rachel looks toward number 15. Jess is there, sitting on the patio with a coffee, her feet up, her face tilted to the sun. But something's different today. She's heavier somehow. Her posture is slumped. Her spirit seems weighed down. Rachel wills Jason to come outside, to stand behind her, to kiss her head. He doesn't. Jess is alone. Rachel's heart tightens. She shifts her gaze and finds herself staring at number 23, her old house, and for a brief second, she thinks she sees Anna at the sink, a baby in the kitchen. It's like a dream, a memory, a hallucination, and then the shame rushes in. A memory of that voicemail she left for Tom. She said she loved him. She said she needed him. The pain burns in her chest like acid. Rachel spends the day unable to focus. That morning image, Jess sitting alone, looking broken, won't leave her mind. She tells herself it's nothing. Jason is probably away on one of his noble trips. Jess is just lonely. It's fine. It has to be fine. Her phone buzzes. It's Tom. She answers. His voice is flat, tired. Rachel, you can't keep calling me. You have to stop. She doesn't know what to say. She can't speak. These calls, they're upsetting Anna. You need help. Something. Her throat tightens. Her old wound throbs beneath the plaster. The train keeps moving. But Rachel's world is stuck. Megan stands in front of her wardrobe. None of her clothes say nanny. She puts on jeans, pulls her hair back, doesn't bother with makeup. She volunteered to babysit for the family down the road, for Anna and Tom. She thought it might be fun, a distraction. But now, it's suffocating. Anna is dull, nervous, always hovering. The baby is fragile, always crying. And Tom is handsome. Not like Scott, not tall and broad but charming, smooth. He opens the door for Megan in the morning, smiling that Tom Cruise smile, and then disappears to work. Megan is left with Anna, and the silence. It wasn't planned, but the words just spilled out. I found another job, Megan told them. I can't do this anymore. Anna didn't ask for details. She just looked relieved. Tom looked surprised, said, we'll miss you. But Megan didn't believe him. As she sits on the terrace that afternoon, the sky black with the coming rain, she feels free. She's done being the nanny, done playing house. Now, she'll reinvent herself. Again, Megan hasn't slept in days. She sits outside at sunrise, her thoughts tangled in grief and restlessness. She misses her brother Ben, the one who died in a traffic accident, the one who was supposed to travel the world with her. Now she just waits for a man to come home and love her. It's not enough. She needs more. So she makes a decision. She's going to see a therapist. Maybe it'll help, or maybe it'll make everything worse. Megan sits in the therapist's waiting room, thumbing through Vogue, on the verge of walking out. Her appointment was half an hour ago. She hates waiting, hates feeling invisible. But just as she's about to leave, the door opens. A tall man with soft eyes and dark honey skin steps out and greets her with a gentle voice. Mrs. Hipwell, I'm so sorry to have kept you waiting. His voice is calm, low, a soft accent Megan can't quite place. Maybe Eastern European, or Middle Eastern. She's not sure, but the sound of it is immediately soothing. She smiles politely and follows him into the office. His name is Dr. Kamal Abdic. He's younger than she expected, maybe mid-30s, dressed casually, but neat. His office smells faintly of wood polish and warm paper. The room is dimly lit, safe, private. Megan sits across from him, crossing her legs, unsure where to start. It's just the intro session, he tells her. Nothing heavy, just getting to know each other. He asks about the basics, why she's here. She tells him about the insomnia, the panic attacks, the feeling that something's wrong, even when everything looks fine. He asks if she drinks, if she uses drugs. She jokes lightly, saying she has other vices now, and catches his eye. There's a flicker of understanding between them, something unspoken, but she shifts gears, tells him about the gallery closing, about being adrift, about how life feels like she's just pretending. He doesn't press, just listens, calm, still, with those delicate fingers resting against his chin. When the session ends, Megan feels strangely lighter. As she stands to leave, she asks casually, where are you from? He smiles, just a little. Maidstone, in Kent. She smirks. That wasn't what she meant, and he knows it. That night, at home, Scott pours her a drink, wants to know how it went. She says it was okay. He asks, did you talk about Ben? Not really, but maybe she will, eventually. Megan wakes early. The sky is pale. The streets are still. She decides to take a walk, something she hasn't done in a while. She moves through her neighborhood, past the local pub, the shops, the park. She avoids the street where her old gallery used to be. Too raw. For a moment, things feel normal, but inside, she's still restless, still heavy. She's waiting for something to change, a spark, anything to jolt her out of this fog. The town feels too small, the people too dull. She knows she can't keep pretending forever. Rachel's finger throbs beneath a new plaster. She's hungover again. The shame of the voicemail she left Tom still clings to her like smoke. The train stalls. She looks toward number 15. Jess is kissing someone, but it's not Jason. It's another man, blonde, tall. His hands are on her hips. Her arms loop around his neck. Rachel stares, stunned. This isn't her fantasy couple. This isn't the perfect love story she's been watching. This is betrayal. Her imagined world crumbles. Rachel can't stop thinking about what she saw. Just no. Megan with another man. Why would she do that? Jason Scott seems so good to her. Loving. Kind. Rachel is disturbed. Angry. Even. And yet, she understands. That thrill. That risk. The allure of someone new. Still, it doesn't sit right. Megan is back in therapy. She tells Camel she can't sleep. Again. He asks why. She shrugs. At first. Then bit by bit, she opens up. About the gallery. About how she wanted to create something special, but failed. About how she used to feel like someone, and now, she feels like nothing. She tells him about her brother Ben. About how he died in an accident when she was young. Camel asks how she coped. Megan's voice tightens. I ran. And it's true. She's been running ever since. Megan tells Camel about the worst night of her life. The night in Holcomb. The night in the bath. She was alone. The room was dark. The water was warm, then cold. She had a baby, a girl, but something happened. She left the baby alone, just for a few moments, and when she came back, the baby wasn't breathing. Dead. Blue. Gone. She never told anyone. She kept that secret locked away deeper than anything else. But now, she tells Camel, and for the first time, she feels seen. It's Monday morning. Rachel is in her usual seat, watching the houses blur past. But today, something feels off. As the train pulls into the station, she sees a newspaper headline, Woman Missing in Whitney. She freezes. The photo is small, grainy, but unmistakable. It's Jess, not Jess, Megan Hipwell. She's gone, vanished Saturday night. Last seen near her home. Rachel's heart slams in her chest. She knows that face, watches it every day, imagines her whole life. Now, she's missing. That night, Rachel can't sit still. She keeps replaying it in her head. Friday morning. The kiss. Megan with the blonde man who wasn't her husband. What if that moment matters? What if it has something to do with Megan's disappearance? She wants to go to the police. But who would believe her? A jobless drunk, spying from a train window? Still, she can't just sit by. She decides to act. Rachel goes to the police. She waits nervously, heart hammering, when Detective Inspector Gaskill and his partner Riley bring her in. She tells them what she saw. Megan kissing another man in the garden Friday morning. She explains that she rides the train every day, sees the house, watches the couple. Riley's expression is cold, disbelief clear on her face. You are looking into their house? She says, skeptical. Do you do this often? Rachel feels herself shrinking under their judgment. They thank her, but it's clear, they don't take her seriously. She's just the drunk who says she saw something, and is furious. Tom's ex-wife, the alcoholic mess, has just inserted herself into a missing persons investigation, and worse, she told the police she used to live at number 23. Anna hates how Rachel lingers, like a ghost haunting their family. She's always been unstable, Anna just wants her gone. Once and for all, Megan lies to Scott. She tells him she's going to a gallery opening. Instead, she's heading to Camel. The sessions have become something deeper now, more dangerous. She tells Camel about her affair, a man she was with when she first came to London. He was older, married. She lived with him, became his secret, and when it ended, she ran again. Camel listens, his face unreadable. Megan's voice is calm, but her pulse pounds. There are things she still hasn't told him, things she may never say out loud. Rachel is spiraling again. She drinks too much, loses track of time. She wakes the next morning with bruises, a cut on her head, no memory of what happened. There's vomit on the stairs. Her dress is torn. She tries to piece the night together, but everything is fog. She remembers being near the tracks, hearing a scream, a flash of blonde hair. Was it Megan? Did she see something? Was she with her? She can't remember. And that terrifies her. Megan leans closer to Camel. The tension between them is thick. She's crossed a line. There's something intoxicating in the way he looks at her, the way he listens. She tells him things she's never told anyone. Camel warns her that these feelings, this transference, are common in therapy, but dangerous. She brushes it off. She doesn't want to talk about boundaries. She wants to feel. Rachel tracks Scott down. She pretends to be a friend of Megan's. From the art gallery, Scott invites her in. He's tired, angry, desperate for answers. Rachel tells him about the man. Megan was kissing the blonde one. Scott's face goes pale. He asks questions. Who was he? What did she see? Rachel makes things up just a little to keep the conversation going. She wants to help, but more than that, she wants to feel involved, seen. Over the next few days, Rachel keeps visiting Scott. She builds a version of herself that isn't real, a woman with insight, clarity, concern, but inside, she's unraveling. She wants to believe she's helping, but she knows she's crossing a line. Anna sees Rachel with Scott, talking in his driveway. Laughing. It makes her sick. She doesn't trust Rachel, never has. And now, she's snooping, inserting herself into something she doesn't understand. Anna makes a decision. It's time to push back. Megan is unraveling. She tells Kamil she's pregnant. His face shifts. He wasn't expecting that. She doesn't know what to do. She's not sure who the father is. She hints at her affair, but doesn't say who it was. Kamil tries to stay calm, professional, but Megan leans forward, whispering something we don't hear. A moment passes, and then she kisses him. The session ends, and Megan walks out the door for the last time. It's late. Megan leaves the house and doesn't come back. Scott is worried, then panicked. He calls everyone he can think of. Friends, neighbors, even the therapist she'd been seeing. No one knows where she is. No one has seen her. But someone has. Rachel returns to the train, watching the house on Blenheim Road, the one that belonged to Megan. She looks for anything new, any flicker of movement. Every time the train stops, she presses her face to the glass, desperate for something she missed. She's still lying to Scott, pretending to be a friend, someone Megan confided in. It's wrong, but she needs to stay close. Megan was the only spark of color in her world, and now she's gone. Anna's had enough. She corners Rachel outside the house. What are you doing here? Why are you talking to Scott Hipwell? Rachel tries to explain. She saw something. She's trying to help, but Anna doesn't believe her. You're obsessed. You're sick. She threatens to call the police. Rachel walks away, but the shame burns in her throat. Pieces of that missing night start to come back. A tunnel, blood, a woman's scream, a man's voice, but it's still fractured, like shards of glass scattered across her memory. She can't tell if she saw Megan, or if she was with Megan. She begins to wonder, could she have done something? Could she be involved and not remember? Scott is falling apart. He drinks more, sleeps less. He asks Rachel questions she can't answer about Megan's mood, her secrets, her past. Rachel lies, just enough to stay useful. But Scott's anger is rising. He punches a wall. His voice trembles. Rachel should walk away, but she doesn't. Rachel finds Kamil Abdick's name in Megan's things. She learns he was her therapist, and she begins to suspect him. Megan told him everything. He knew things no one else did, and now she's gone. Rachel decides to go see him. Rachel books an appointment with Kamil. She pretends to be a new patient. She uses a fake name. As she sits across from him, she tries to read his face. He's calm, charming, controlled, too controlled. She asks about Megan indirectly, wonders if he knew she was unhappy, if she had secrets. He gives nothing away, but Rachel senses something underneath his stillness. She leaves, shaken, convinced he knows more than he's saying. Megan is alone with her thoughts. She's restless, pacing. She considers telling Scott about the pregnancy, but it's not his, it's Kamil's. She made a mistake, fell for someone she shouldn't have, and now, everything is unraveling. That night, she goes for a walk. The street is quiet. A car pulls up. Someone gets out. She doesn't scream. News breaks like a thunderclap. A woman's body has been found buried in the woods, near the old train tracks. Rachel's heart freezes. She waits, and then, confirmation. It's Megan. She's dead, murdered. Everything feels unstable. The woman she watched, imagined, admired, is gone. Rachel can't stop shaking. The image of the pile of clothes by the tracks flashes in her mind. Was that Megan? Was that the night she died? She still can't remember it all, but she has to. Police arrest Scott. They say he was abusive, controlling, jealous. He had motive, he had access, but Rachel isn't convinced. Yes, Scott is volatile, but Megan was seeing someone else. And Rachel is sure it wasn't just an affair. It was more than that, and she believes the key lies with Kamil Abdick. The more Rachel thinks about her session with Kamil, the more uncertain she becomes. Was he really hiding something? Or was she just projecting? She replays every word, every movement, and slowly, the doubt creeps in. What if Kamel didn't do it? What if she's looking in the wrong direction? Anna finds Rachel's notebook, pages filled with observations, Megan's name, notes from therapy sessions. She realizes Rachel never stopped watching, never stopped obsessing. Anna is furious, but more than that, she's afraid. What is Rachel really up to? That night, Megan made a decision. She was going to tell Scott everything. About the pregnancy, about the affair, about the man she couldn't stay away from. But she never got the chance, because that night, he came for her. He smiled. He told her to get in the car. She did. And then, she disappeared. Rachel wakes up, gasping. The memory hits her like a blow. That night, she was drunk, staggering. Near the tunnel by the tracks, she saw someone, a man, and now, the image is clear. It was Tom. Rachel pieces it together. Megan was having an affair, but it wasn't with Kamel. It was with Tom, her ex-husband, the man who left her for Anna, the man she still called when she was broken, the man who played the hero. He was cheating again, and when Megan told him she was pregnant, he killed her. She goes to him. He's calm at first, tries to lie, to charm her like he always did, but Rachel is done believing. She tells him she remembers everything, that she knows he killed Megan. Tom's face changes. He doesn't deny it. Not anymore. Anna finds Megan's phone, hidden, wrapped in one of Tom's old gym bags, tucked in the crawl space. The messages are still there, the photos, everything. She reads them, and finally, she knows Rachel was right. Tom traps Rachel in the house. He's furious, unhinged. She backs away, heart racing, but he grabs her, slams her against the wall, calls her a drunk, a failure, tells her no one will believe her. But Rachel fights back, and Anna joins in. They struggle, they scream, and then, Rachel grabs a corkscrew from the kitchen, drives it into his neck, blood spills, he collapses, and it's over. The police arrive. They find Megan's phone, they find the body, they find the truth. Rachel and Anna both give statements. Their stories match. The case is closed. Megan's name is cleared. Scott is released. Rachel stands by the tracks again, watching the houses glide past. But everything is different now. She's not looking for stories anymore, not looking for lives better than hers. She's looking forward. One morning, the train passes number 15. The house is quiet. Scott is gone. Megan is gone. But Rachel is still here. She steps off the train, not because she has to, but because she chooses to. She walks forward, into the crowd, into her own story. Finally, free.